Hi, so let's talk a little bit about a program that I found as an alternative to ToadWash called Super Productivity. Now, what is both kinds of programs and why am I switching? Well, Super Productivity and ToadWash are what's known as to-do list programs. They allow you to make a list of things to do for a certain date, and then they allow you to tick off what you've already done. And the reason I use these kind of programs, I discovered them a while ago. I started using them in secondary. Now I use them a lot in university as well because they're just so satisfying. You click, done, that's it, is what goes in your mind. And also they allow you to get in a row exactly what you have to do, and they allow you to plan on the fly rather than having to have moments of doing this and moments of doing that. If you can't do this on that date, it just doesn't work out. ToadWash was the only one that I came across as an extension for Firefox and Google Chrome somehow. I installed it, logged in with Google, and that's my jam. But nowadays the Firefox extension apparently doesn't really work anymore under Firefox. And we have another problem. That problem is that Donald Trump has actually gained power in the US. Elon Musk is following suit, but so are other big tech companies like Facebook and Google. And I want to move away from the US for as much of my purchases and services as I can. Now, ToadWash actually included a synchronization in its own kind of cloud, but Super Productivity is a completely open source program. Yes, I have checked that out, and it uses an external cloud service, which I'm going to talk a little bit about today as well, how I would use it, and that is used to synchronize between my computer and my laptop. So let's turn the camera around, so to speak, and have a look at the program. So here we are, right at the start page of Super Productivity. I'm going to briefly go over the features and how I would use them. So I'm going to start a focus session for this task here. Now, the 10 minutes meant that I have spent 10 minutes before on this task. I went a little bit wrong due to some audio settings and stuff. So if you start a task at 0, it just shows nothing here, 0, 1, and it counts up. So you start a task by pressing the start button next to it. Of course, when you don't have a task yet, but you do want to start tracking it, you add a task here. So Super Productivity is both a to-do list and a task tracker program. And for to-do list side, you basically just get today, everything you have to do today and everything that has been done today. The schedule, which allows you to see where you time your tasks between in your workday. This is your planner, which just shows all your tasks for every day when they have to be done. And here are the project views for the task. So I have a task, then I can add a single layer subtask to it. You can't go multiple layers as far as I know in the current version, but I do use that quite often where I have one big task, then a lot of smaller tasks I go to it. This is where you schedule tasks. You just press the button here, and then you go to schedule task. You can pick any day in the future, but I would suggest keeping it to a couple of weeks in advance in most cases. Here, so this is another project. A done task can actually be undone by pressing this button, and then when you have a task that is done, you press this one. And you see how much time it's been done. That little bubble over here showed up whenever my cloud software was updating the JSON files. You can use JSON files to see more of that a little bit later, because we've got our hashtags here. You click on a hashtag and you get all the tasks that go with it. If you have a task that is not really dated and you press the start button, it automatically schedules it for today. You can also press this button to simply schedule a task for today. So let's see, it's Friday, okay. So with that out of the way, So that's called a focus session. I can go to the focus overlay here. Of course, you can turn that off in the settings. Let me show you that in a minute. But here you finish the task from the focus screen, which you can put on the monitor. When you're procrastinating, there is a bit of some tips on what to do. But let's go here, some help, and here are the settings. So you can select dark mode, light mode. I don't really think they work well in this version. Language, some extra settings about, closing today tag automatic. We have our focus mode, break reminders, evaluation, simple counters, and here synchronization, where you can choose to use a Dropbox link, a WebDAV profile, or a local file that is then sent to a cloud service on external drive. You can create backups using a separate system. And here is where you export and import your data for transfer to another computer that isn't yet synchronized. You can also change some sound settings, and enable focus mode, and some other things. This is what you would use to add a project: name, color, icon. Tags create automatically when you type them, like hashtag university when you put that in. First time it creates a tag that will keep in its existence. You can also add a little note to your tasks if you intend to do so, or an attachment, which can be a file, a link, or an image with a title. So that is that. And just a quick little overview of the software and some of its features. And lastly, I hope to see you another time after I have pressed this button to mark the task gathering the footage of the use as done. So, bye bye! And I press this finish today button, it just celebrates a little moment. And then it shows me which tasks I've done, which ones I haven't. And I press here to archive the done task. So now for realsies, see ya! Bye bye! I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do, please give a thumbs up and share this video with all your friends, and perhaps consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.